Okay guys, welcome to Appster. This is another post-workshop testimonial. We've got Tiago and Sebastien here. Now, boys, tell me, so this was a bit different in this scenario. We actually got introduced through a mutual friend, Alicia, on Facebook, so that was pretty cool. Now, what was the process before you actually were introduced to me? Were you in the discovery stages? Were you doing research on other app developers? Tell me, what was the story there?
Pretty much we didn't really know where to start from, so luckily we found Alicia, who lost in contact with you. We didn't really look up anyone. That was pretty lucky. Fall on.
So you got the best first?
Yeah, straight away.
So you got a lot of time, I love it.
Pretty much lucky best as the first call, and we pretty much needed someone to direct us and tell us which ways are we gonna go, which steps are we gonna take.
Now, in terms of the initial conversation we had at the local pub, what was the story there? Like, what really enticed you and intrigued you about Appster? Why did you decide to do the workshop process? Because, look, at the end of the day, 6K or 7K, whatever workshop you do, it's quite a lot of money. Even though it is credited to the development process, what really defined that this was the right move for where you guys are now?
Well, we had a lot of ideas, and you know, there's a difference between having an idea and having it confirmed by someone who's, you know, an expert in the industry and has a lot of experience. And when we talked to you and did some research about your company, you know, we did find out that you guys had done this a lot in the past and had a lot of experience. No one on the team was new to this. This was, you know, something you'd done a lot before. So
yeah,
it was reassuring, and it was basically what we needed to make that extra step.
Yeah, cool.
We weren't, you know, worried about what was going to happen in the workshop. We knew that you guys knew what you were doing. It was going to be worthwhile.
Yeah, that's great. And initially, what were your expectations from the RCW? What did you think you were going to come out of it with?
Well, we definitely knew that we had a lot of ideas and that we needed to refine them, and that's basically like what we did. We had so many ideas going on in our heads. We just sit down at night and spitball and you know, talk about all these different things that we wanted to do, but at the end of the day, it was all very haphazard, and we didn't really have like a solid plan of what we wanted to do.
Sure.
And basically coming in, we got everything out. You know, we talked to experts in their fields, and we got it all, you know, down and structured. That's basically what we needed to do, and that's what we achieved.
And what did you think the biggest headache or challenge in the development process was originally?
Originally, I think, yeah, monetization was probably the hardest part. Obviously, the app that we were doing, you know, what we were planning. Yeah, we wanted it to be free. Yeah, and yeah, to reach as many people as possible, and that means that monetization isn't necessarily the easiest thing. But you know, we worked through the problem and we found out quite a good way of achieving that.
That's excellent, and that's the objective here. Where we really need to find out how we're going to create a chance of ROI, a return on investment. So no, that's great. There's actually a little inside joke in Silicon Valley at the moment. Basically, the longer you can not monetize an app, the more potential you will have for ROI. So I think that's great that you flesh that out, because at the end of the day, it's not an app, it is a business. A lot of people don't understand that. They're in the conceptual discovery stage, but there's a lot of work that needs to go into it. And if you are going to outlay that work and effort, resources, time, materials, you obviously would like a return on your investment and time. So I think that's great. Now, in terms of the boys who took care of you, tell me about them.
Well, Ray, you know, Ray and Daniel. Obviously, Daniel's an expert in the field of design, and you know, he gave us a lot of ideas, but he also didn't do everything himself. You know, we were sort of expecting, like, we didn't really know what to expect coming here, but you know, we were pushed. We thought it may have been like, oh, you know, we'll sit back and tell them an idea, and they'll come up with everything. And, and so everything up, but it wasn't that. Definitely, you know, they pushed us to basically refine our ideas ourselves, and it's more satisfying at the end of the day when you know that you've actually put in that work.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because it's your baby at the end of the day. We're just here to accommodate and hold your hand through the process. So that's awesome, and that's what we really pride ourselves on, that collaboration when we are in development also, not just in the workshop stage. Because look, I'm not discrediting a lot of other app developers out there. They make amazing products, but I think the way that we actually work on what's called a rapid agile methodology, as opposed to the waterfall industry standard, where You sort of go in, give them an idea, they turn around and give you a ballpark figure, a timeline, and an actual scope of features and functions. We like to tailor and really concentrate on the strategization model. We look at the business modeling, how we're going to create organic growth, how we're going to create sort of like a psychological need to return to the app, like a habitual dependence. But once we have that strategy down, which is the most important part of app development, once we have that locked in and really fleshed out, then we look at, okay, the fun things. What sort of platforms are going to be released on? Is it how are we going to make this thing look aesthetically appealing or pretty? You know, then that's more on the back burner. We really want to look at the business element of the concept first. So I think, yeah, from analysing what you guys did, you got a lot of groundwork done over the past 2 days. So it's going to be fun to spike that. But no, that's awesome. So all in all, if you were to have to give advice to the people at home who are in your stage where you were 2 days ago, what would you say to them?
Definitely recommend them to come down here. It's going to be the best way to put all your ideas on paper, like just to organize everything, to know where you're going, what you're looking to do. It's just, these guys know exactly what questions to ask you and how to put it out, and just organize that all in one and get a nice final product.
That's awesome. Anyone, you know, you might have the best idea in the world, but if it's not structured and driven to a goal, then what's the point?
That's exactly right.
Doing it.
Strategization, boys, that's it. Well, no, that's awesome, man. I really think you guys have a great idea. We can't really divulge on the concept at this stage. But yeah, look, I'm really pumped to flesh this one out. So I think you've done the right move by getting yourself prepared by the RCW, which is a rapid concept workshop for the people at home. But yeah, no, it's exciting times. All right, boys. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the testimonial. Really appreciate it.